Welcome to Chumming with the Spirits. We have OG, Parachon, and myself, and we have special guests. Would you like to introduce yourself real quick?
Yes, we are Gypsy Files. We are international ghost hunters. I have Deva Aslacia next to me, and my name is Jason Shaw, and we are the founders of Gypsy Files.
Cheers.
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 Cheers. I take my glass. Okay, I'm back.
Well, welcome to Chumming with Spirits. We're so happy you guys showed up. Thank you for being patient while we got things set up with us. We'd like for you to divulge as much information as you would or would not like to tell our people that are watching this a little bit about yourselves and what you do.
All right, we are paranormal researchers per se, and we have been going at this for 11 years, and we were instructed in doing this from our spiritual guides or guardians.
Okay.
And the reason why we started this is to teach everybody not to be afraid of paranormal research / ghost hunting, whatever style you choose to do, you know?
Sure.
And they've been protecting us the whole along. It's been a wonderful experience for us. Sometimes it gets a little hairy, but we manage. Our guardians help us and everything else. So it's a wonderful experience we've had for the last 11 years.
How long have you been with your guardian? If you want to divulge that or not. When you say
The guardians, I see them in my astral dreams, actually. Our guardians, we've had some mediums that have told us we have these people in our house, so that's why we know. And I see them in our dream. I see them when I astral dream at night when I sleep, you know.
How long ago I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. It's no problem. We go back and forth.
How
no
long
problem.
ago did this happen?
I've been having astral dreams for about 4 years.
Okay.
That's fairly recent then.
It is fairly recent. I've always been deeply connected with Christianity. And even though I was in the military for 22 years, so I really didn't. Soldiers aren't well respected in Christianity over the years, but I served 22 years in the U.S. Air Force, and I've seen a lot of my family members, or heard a lot of noises or of the unknown, and I've also had experiences where pots and pans. I've been doing security forces duty, and why would I hear pots and pans at 3 a.m. going back and forth like crazy? And come to find out, someone told us that one of the guys who's a spirit now, or an entity in there, committed suicide. He's making himself known when we go by. So I know Deva, she has a nice story for you about this.
Oh, yeah, about my story.
Yeah, about the little boy.
Oh, yeah, no, I have a lot of story about this. Okay, I want to talk about my experience. I was 15 years old. I have an operation, and I travel in an other dimension. I see my grandma. I see other people. It was very nice place, and I want to stay, and I don't want to go back in this dimension. And my grandma say, no, don't waste your time. You need to go back, and because you have a mission. And I was very young. I say, okay, what is my mission? No, what is my mission? What I need to do? And I don't say nothing, nobody, because it was a long time ago, and maybe people think I'm crazy. And I start study. I study all the religion. Every religion say different stuff about the other dimension. Some say the same, some not, but it's okay. I study, and after a few years, I was Buddhist for a long time. I'm Buddhist. I'm Christian Buddhist, both. And you say, well, what, you are bold? Yes, I'm bold because I use the Buddhist religion to be happy and positive, and the Christianity, I believe in the Bible. In effect, I say I'm no religious person. I'm a spiritual person. Okay, and it's totally different. I think maybe you know what I want to say, and. I was just to maybe tell you once I talk about my experience. I saw, I don't know what was it. I was 26 maybe, and I was with my ex-boyfriend a long time ago. And in the night after midnight, we went to sleep. All the family sleeping, and what's happened? I heard noise in the wardrobe near me. No noise, very, I don't know, some like, what do you say?
Ruffling the clothes, maybe, and hangers?
Yeah, the hanger. Someone moved the hanger inside. They say, oh, wow, everyone's sleeping. I say, oh, hello, Paolo, the name is, no? He doesn't get up. Okay, I'm alone. And I say, okay, and sleep. I try to sleep. I opened my eyes, and I saw one figure green, and the head was round, the big eyes, and have like a blood, or like a red big eyes. And it was strange. And the color was like a jelly green. And it just looked at me like this. And I'm so scared because I don't was, I study, yes, but I don't was the paranormal researchers. And I say, okay, I try to hide myself, and I say, okay, now it doesn't exist no more, probably. I open again, and he was in front of me. I say, no, I need to leave this place. I don't know what is this stuff. Can be a ghost, but I think can be also aliens. I don't know, I don't know.
Or an entity
Pique
that
somebody's
wants to
interest in the
play
corner.
with that.
But
What?
Go ahead.
first, real quick, Jason, thank you for your service of 22 years in the Air Force.
Absolutely.
Appreciate that. The green with red eyes, there are no abductions. Parachums are leading UFO expert on that sort of stuff. So, and we actually just did a interview that was released with Quinn that was talking about that subject got brought up. They saw what they thought was a human walking across the ridge in 40-degree weather, wearing a skin tight suit. No jacket, no nothing. Didn't acknowledge them, and we were like, well, now we talk about they're out in the middle of nowhere. It could have been a gray. That was one of the things, or
Especially the location.
where their location, they were fairly close to Skinwalker Ranch. But no, that was when you were 26.
Well, a lot of times, I will say this: you can be whatever you want to be in the next dimension where we go. You want to be Hercules' right-hand man in mythology? You surely can. It's all in your mind, and whatever your mind believes, you can go there for sure. And it's just to each their own. Everyone has their own paths and own interests. Each your own. The astral dimension is full of stuff.
Yeah, and we're just to segue. It reminds me of the first Harry Potter book, The Mirror of Erised, where you're basically looking into the mirror, but you're seeing what you want to see. So they could have been looking into that next dimension, and their true aspirations and desires were being shown to them. So that's kind of how I'm relating what you were saying.
Well, it didn't happen to us. It happened to you. So the only rabbit hole I would go down under, maybe it was giving her the visualization that she could understand.
Yeah. And some people are colorblind, so the green may than what they thought our skin color should be.
And after that happened, did you start having more experiences after that?
Oh, yes. I have other experience. Oh, first, I just want to talk about travel, and I do astral travel. Yeah, I learned that with meditation. I'm a meditation teacher, and I do this long time. And sometimes, if I want to travel, when I go into bed, as I decided to travel, I can travel. I go in other part in the world, not in other dimension, just in this dimension. Maybe if I want to meet some people, I can do it. But at the moment, I cannot travel in the other dimension. You understand? I just can travel in this dimension. Okay, that's very nice. That's very nice. Also, I can smell and feel with my body. We are the best instrument in ghost hunting because I feel a lot when I go in one room, in one place. I know, I feel what happened. I don't say I'm a medium. I'm not for sure. I'm sensitive or sensible. I don't know.
You're definitely an empath.
I'm still studying.
I think you're definitely an empath. You have empath abilities. Can you tell people that are watching, they might not understand what astral projection is? Can you explain to them how that works?
Question.
Like what? What do you think?
You project.
Explain when you do your trip.
Projection, projecting out of your body.
Oh yeah.
You're removing yourself from where you're sleeping. You can travel like Star Trek. Yep. And go to another place at any moment you want, whatever you're feeling.
Yeah.
Whoever you want to see.
That's by design. That's when you want to do it.
Can you say that again?
And that's when you want to do it, or does it just happen randomly?
Well, if you're asking me that, with her, it happens on.
I want to do.
No, you do it when you want.
Basically. Yeah, I do when I want. Yeah.
But with me, the spirits. That's a good transition here. What she said. With me, they actually come to me. We ride motorcycles. We go camping. These are dead people I know.
Okay.
And we've been in Cadillacs before, jumping off bridges, doing fun things. And they're showing me, and I'm kind of confused. Well, I look in the newspaper. I know their names. I was in the military with them, and unfortunately, they're out of this dimension. They're in the next dimension, and they came back to me to say it's all right. And even strangers come to me in my dreams, and they say, thank you for what we do. We try to make them at ease, the spirits, entities, and ghosts. We try to make them at ease, and if they're lost or just confused or attached to something, we have a network that we're using with them to free them with the permission from Yahweh and Jesus' team. And we have an army of spirits with us, and we prove it in our EVP with our backpack made by George Brown. They are wonderfully, they're coming out of dungeons recently with us, and the whole string of lights, which is the shadow tracker, the shadow trackers, it all goes off, and they moved their cat ball recently with that over in Italy. It's been wonderful. So we've got a good set of spirits that behind us, and I think a lot of them are from the soldiers. We've done Normandy before, and things like this. It's been wonderful, and they follow us around and take care of us and protect us, keep us out of harm. And we do some certain Christian prayers sometimes because it's a little hairy, but all in all, we have a very calm ghost hunt most of the time.
Fantastic.
And we just try to, in a nutshell, we've tried to make them at ease when we go in there. We bring them flowers. Mm-hmm. We play music for them. Mm-hmm. And we dance a little bit. It's a whole different way of ghost hunting out of respect for the spirits that were here before. And then we get a lot of action on our instruments from this. They appreciate it, you know?
Do you feel like you get more evidence, if you will, when you do that?
Oh, hands down, yes. We had at least 5 instruments going off. We were in the house in Iowa with the axe murder house. Mm-hmm. We were in that in Iowa after when we met, and we had 5 of the machines going off on each bed.
Yeah, wonderful.
At one time, and the milligauss was over 0.25 milligauss, and it was making it a little bit hairy because of all the EMF in there, and it went red. The only time it's ever gone red. Tell them when it went red.
Yes. Well, last time in this house was red. Terrible.
It's over 0.25 milligauss. It's crazy.
Yeah. I start to pray in Latin, and because I feel that house, some is very good. The people, like the children, the mom and the puppy, was very nice. But I think other two person is in this house and don't is very nice. I know. I saw. I feel with all my body.
One of the it was pretty hairy upstairs. Yeah. We had it live on TikTok. I didn't save it. I had my glasses on like I have now. I couldn't see it. I deleted it. I didn't save it, which is unfortunate because it was a very good situation to be in. But it was.
We go back.
It was very nice. We played music for them for a while, from 1910s, children's music, and they all used it's like a Simon Says device we have. It's a REM pod, and you can go from all directions. And it's like a Simon Says machine. And it's after that they came out, the little girls that died, the visitors there, the 2 little girls, actually brushed my knee, and it might have been a thank you for the music. It was wonderful.
Yeah.
I felt the sensation all over my knee, but they were very thankful that we played the music for them back in their day. They enjoyed it a lot. It was a lot more peaceful than I thought until we got upstairs, and it just went wacky,
Yeah, that happened in this house. The girl, when we put the instrument in the bed, start to work immediately. It was like 8 o'clock, maybe.
Yeah, it was like 8 p.m. The machines were already going off on the bed.
Immediately.
That were the 2 visiting girls from the other family got axe murdered.
And after when we put the music, we asked her to come in to dance, and the girl coming in another room, just a little bit. I have to go back in the room. That was very strange.
Yeah, I had the paranormal music box. I was using the paranormal music box, and I used another machine. I forget which one I used besides that, but I was playing with the machine, bringing it in front of me. There was something to the front of me and to the left of me. And it was, you can use that paranormal music box up high, if you guys know what it is, You can use it up high, and it'll tell you if someone's taller, if someone's lower. People don't use it, they usually put it on the ground. But that thing's a beautiful device. You can put it anywhere. And I know there was 2 people right next to me, in front of me. Those 2 little girls, one of them was in front of me, and someone was to the left of me. So it was nice. A good situation to be in.
Similar in Dracula Castle, no?
In Dracula, we went to Bran Castle in Romania, which is always a good one.
That is a beautiful castle.
Yeah, that's a bucket list.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pricey but worth it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is there a difference between astral projection and remote viewing?
Yes. So remote viewing, you don't leave your body. You're getting images of it. Astral projection is you're actually projecting yourself and walking around, floating, depending on how you present.
Yep.
I was just being
that could be a whole episode talking about. I have family members that have dealt with that, and I've had a few experiences.
Because for people that don't know, like me, I associate them as the same thing.
Yeah, no.
That's a great question.
No, it's good.
Yeah, can we take a step back, circle back on that? How do you feel after you do that? After you do an astral projection, you go to a place or you're summoned to a place, and I'm not sure how that works for you, and I apologize for my ignorance, but what happens to you when you're done? Is your body exhausted? Are you mentally exhausted? Is it like a bad hangover? I mean, what do you go through?
Or you have to.
This is a good question. I actually feel joy that they know they're coming to me, and I'm not tired at all. Mm-hmm. Now, if I get a not so nice spirit that comes to me or an entity, they sometimes falsify their look to me, then they change, I wake up and just say, no, that's not happening, you know? But we get a lot of traveling spirits through this house, you know? Yeah, because they know what we do. But it's more joy for me. And it happens usually around 6 to 6:20 a.m. for me. I wake up just enough, but then I go back to bed. It's like someone's waking me up. I don't know who it is. Someone's waking me up. And for about 20 to 25 minutes, it feels like about 30 seconds. It's just everything coming at me. And I've seen the best stuff in the world. And it has been very less, maybe twice since this happened. It's been not so nice, but we'll say 100 times it has happened, at least. I'm going to say it's like less than 1%. Not so nice, you know? It's always been beautiful, though.
I'm so intrigued with the beautifulness of this.
Karma like anybody would do in Buddhism, and do the right thing. And you want to be purified before you go anywhere after this. You don't want to be attached to anything and all that stuff. But we can get into that later. Talk about your projections.
No, but yeah, I decided to travel at this different view. I feel very good because I want to go in some place. I go. That is different. But sometimes that's happened to me. I feel too much when we go in hunting, too much, and sometimes I don't have no more energy. No, I have a headache, a stomach ache, something like this. And I learn to you close some door. No, I what you can say.
You shut it off.
Yes, I decide. Sometimes I tell him. Last time I say I open again my energy, my aura, my stuff to other dimension, and now I feel more. But because I don't feel good sometimes when that's happened, because the entity maybe is too negative, I decide myself, okay, stop, close. I know a lot. What do you say? Trick, like meditation stuff, but different.
Not trick. Tools. You have a lot of tools in your kit.
Yeah, but it's more white magical to close you.
Yeah, she does a lot of rituals. She's trying to say.
Yeah. To save my.
To purify her body and have protection.
And close. Yeah, protect myself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like you close the door. Yeah. What's up?
I said that would be very important to do that. You have to take care of yourself. You have to protect yourself from that.
Yeah. I protect myself a lot with symbolism, with prayer, a lot of stuff. But sometimes I want to feel more. Yeah, I don't want, because I don't know you, but the research is like this. Sometimes you want to feel more, and sometimes don't is nice. So you say, okay, don't stop, close. And close myself. That's good. No, I think I learned this. Take time, but
anyone has the ability to get whatever they want from the astral dimension.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, whatever you want, you'll get. You ask and you will receive. And if you try hard enough, you will have that guardian or entity that comes to you to do whatever the hell you want. You know?
Yeah, anyone can study, can research. I think anyone want to do. Have communication with other dimension, can do it. Sometimes people is too busy in their life and don't think, no, is busy for work, is busy for the family, and don't think, I want to talk with my grandpa in another dimension. No, sometimes people don't do this. But if you decide to do, you do it. No, you open, you energy, because we are in the same energy. You and I, everyone is in the same energy, no? And the people in other dimension is in our same energy, and we need just be open. That's all. A lot of people don't think that, I know, and it's for that.
Well, she's Italian, whereas Roman Catholic, big time, so.
Yeah. Yes. And I think it's nice if everyone, for example, I have a student because I have the school and Italian, and we have a paranormal school online, clearly, but it's a little bit different than normal school online. I talk with my student, and the student can talk with me, and I tell this experience. I say, be open brain, open mind, open soul, open new energy. And be careful. That's true. Be careful, clearly, because not all the energy is good. No, not all the energy is good.
If somebody likes to open themselves up to that type of energies, but doesn't always check to make sure it's good first.
Yeah. Well, if you ask and you receive and it's too late, you're screwed. Right?
Yeah.
So I have to ask you, Jason, have you ever had anybody come to you that hasn't passed away yet?
Yeah, I have both, actually. I don't know what that means, actually. I've had both.
I'm curious, what do you think could be the... I know you may not know the true answer, but what are your thoughts on...
Well, I'm going to ask that with my box, my backpack, soon. But it doesn't work here in Greece, so I can't do it at my house. The radio waves are wacky here. They're an old signals they use, so the waves don't correlate with the American or Romania. It works in Romania, not here. It's kind of strange. But there's definitely a lot of magnetic energy here, too, that could make it go wacky. They have natural things like near Mount Olympus, and you put a compass to it and it just goes circular, like a Bermuda Triangle, for example. You hit the wrong time, you hit the wrong place at the wrong time, your plane's going down. They fixed it nowadays, but before, no, you know? But that's definitely a good question. I don't know what it means, but it's sort of the same thing. I'm actually seeing my spiritual guide. It's both of ours, I believe. And we're going to places right now that I don't know. Now, I'm going a little north to another country in a few weeks. She's giving me, it's a woman. And she's given us a thought today, actually, to go up north to the other country up north of us and go talk to a bunch of castle owners. And we're going to try to get something like a brand castle or another castle like that. And it's part of our foundation. We have eughostadventures.com. And we currently have 5 Italian castles anyone can go to. You pay to play, basically.
Fantastic.
Quick question. Did your guide tell you to come to the U.S. to do the Paracon? What made you come? Because that I'll be honest, it's pretty much, it was our first con of the year, our first con as a group, official group. And I'll be honest, it was fairly expensive for the con, but the amount of connections, networks, people that we met have been so overly positive and amazing. I definitely would do it again.
So you're saying almost like...
Yeah, I'm almost wondering about that, was because we ran into, Darkwood Paranormal. We ran into you. What's the odds of, you coming from overseas to there and us, talking for a little bit and going, you know what, we should do a podcast like this. So I was kind of curious about that. I mean, I kind of believe in some destiny, but maybe, people get nudged in certain ways. We have multiple paths.
I've been to other ones. I'm not going to knock other conventions, but this one's a lot more positive than other ones I've been.
Yes, yeah. I would absolutely agree with you on that. It was all, to me, felt way more open. The way everybody was acting. We did a live with almost everybody there on Friday. In the past, we're talking 10 years ago or that, it was almost competitive with the paranormal groups. There was ones, it wasn't that way with the Missouri Paracon. We met with Creeps. They had their whole team there. They've been doing that in the Kansas City area for over 15 years. They've had a YouTube channel for 15 years. Got them to do their first TikTok. I'm one of their first subscribers on TikTok because they just hadn't been on that media platform. Great guys. You showing up, it was really great talking with you during that show. So it's and we've made friends from there that we're doing co-pods.
Yeah, you definitely have to sometimes go in person. And that was your first show where you appreciated it. I appreciated it too. Yeah. I think it was all positive, like you said, no doubt about it. And also rewarding for most of us. We can spread each other's words wherever we go.
Yeah.
You know, Jason, I'll be honest with you. When you came over and you started talking, which is the first time I met you, I think you met with JD earlier, and you came to the table and you were talking to me, and you just kept on talking, and I was listening. You really caught my attention, and for some reason, I was thinking that God sent you there for a message, that you had something that I had to hear, that I was supposed to be listening to you at that time. And it meant a lot. And I have not forgot that day. I still go over the conversations we were having, the positive reinforcement. You left, you came back, you started talking to me again. And then we started talking about Christianity and this, how you do stuff. And I was like, this was something that I was meant to hear. I was supposed to meet this guy. I'm not sure what the message was, Jason, but it did resonate with me. It really did.
Well, that's wonderful. And we just, it's like I said, I've already discussed it. The Army's getting stronger of spirits, and it is wonderful to hear that positivity from you as well, sir. And
well, I mean it. I wouldn't say it unless it was true.
I will vouch for that.
Yeah. Well, I also think from a paranormal standpoint, the field has grown to where it's not all spooky. You know, a lot more people are portraying, you know, they're just people that are sticking around or coming back to visit. That not all of it's got to be. I mean, there's still some scary stuff, but if you approach it as it's a person, you know, you're a lot more people are more open to that now. It's not a negative thing. Like, there are some bad things, but that's really a rare exception. Most of the time, you know, people are hanging out in the house they loved, or they're in an area that they liked, or recalling, you know, memories or whatever. And it you know, yeah, it may catch you off guard that a door opened, but maybe they're opening the door so you can go through to see something. You know, sometimes they're helpful, or they're trying to help. Like you said, they're appreciative of the music. They're appreciative because they're just being recognized, and it doesn't have to be that terrifying, hair raising in the back of your neck type of experiences. Like, some people like that, and there are some places you can go and definitely get that.
Well, and they ask for it. The people that they ask for it. To do that.
Well, I mean,
they definitely ask for it.
That house that I was afraid of as a kid in Ellenwood. That's a very good point. Like, maybe if I go back now, I realize that it may not have been negative. It was just trying to present itself to me, and
it noticed that you could notice it.
Yeah,
it'd be like, you know, you saw something, it saw you notice it, and then was just merely trying to communicate. And, you know, as a young person, you may not have been open to it. Like you said, like, my experiences in my house, like with the door open, would creep me out, but it wasn't. I never felt dread or fear.
See, that's the thing that I did. So maybe it was just my perception as a 7-year-old.
Well, it's hard to make sense of anything as 7.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, I like that thought process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
so I mean,
you're exactly right, guys. But here's one thing that's true: respect to the spirits. 99.9% of the time, you will get respect back, and now I'm true to that.
Yeah.
The EVP we get is so overwhelmingly positive. It's scary. For somebody else that has the different energy falling on them, that's more mischievous, trying to scare you, trying to scare the fans, trying to get higher ratings on TV, what have you. You know, it's total opposite feeling for us.
Yeah, it's true.
I think a lot of it, what you put out. Oh, sorry. What you put out is a lot of what you'll get back. So if you're positive, you're calm, you're welcoming, you know, you'll get more of that back.
Well, you know, some of the not so nice spirits and entities, they will try to instill fear in you, and they'll try to confuse you. You'll get a massive headache sometimes. But if you hold your ground, we take out the crucifix sometimes, and it'll calm down after that.
Yeah.
We have a video from The Conjuring that proves that, you know, and it calmed down after that.
Yeah.
In Rhode Island, you know, it just calmed down. Everything got lighter. I did turn off the string of lights with the EMF over 0.25 milligauss, but that was like we went upstairs and came down, it was all red, and you could tell somebody was there that didn't like us, you know.
But what we do is always we say our God is Yahweh. We say the name 3 times, and Yahweh, Jehovah, 3 times the name Adonai, and that's right in the Bible. If you say the name of God for 3 times, every bad entity leave. I use this trick; it's very nice. And also we talk about Jesus, and after all is calm, all is very calm. Some spirit continue to talk, but nice spirit. It's nice.
That's awesome.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah, here's another thing that you got to realize. You might be having the most rotten investigation going on, but sometimes your guardians, your guides, they come through that backpack of ours, and the police show up sometimes over here when we have permission. It's just hectic, you know what I mean? And it doesn't make sense, but when you have permission, it's all good. They just check your credentials, you know. And at the end, sometimes I have, you are strong, no matter how bad it was and disorganized, the whole investigation. You are strong, you are powerful, keep going, we are proud of you. That's what I had out of the box coming out. And I was like, wow, when I reviewed it when I got home, you know? And
it's phenomenal.
Yeah, and you'll be surprised. And I was talking with somebody that was a soul catcher, and he had half his brain blown off, and he was trying to catch out all the souls. And I actually was saying, we're not here. We're building an army right now. I was very firm. And we were building the army, and there was a woman spirit or entity that came out of the middle of the Ouija board that was makeshift in the middle of the concrete. It was mind-boggling to me. And the EVP from the backpack of ours was saying, I'm leaving, I'm ready, this, that, and the other thing. So the spiritual team was already there. Mm-hmm. When I was broadcasting, they're going to come down soon or whatever, they were already there helping. It's wonderful, the reaction you get. What you put into respect for they'll come. The powerful forces of whatever side you choose will come to you if you truly mean it. That's the most important point I want to make, you know?
Yeah, one thing I want to say also is before going an investigation, we do meditation, prayer, etc. I call the angel and the archangel to help us to stay with us in investigation. And when we are in investigation, I feel the presence of this angel with us, and I feel strong. I'm nothing. Just I say I'm nothing. I'm just a channel. And then just God and the angel can help me. You understand? I'm very, what do you say, humile?
Well, they have a prayer that says, use us to do good deeds.
Yeah.
It's a Christian prayer.
Yeah.
And they definitely use us to preach the gospel of Yahweh and Jesus. And there is every time there's machines that go off, they make sure they tell us the machines will go off like a cat ball. We'll go, we didn't get it filmed on this last video I put out, unfortunately, but we had the little cat ball, and they moved it inside the dungeon where we were at. It was simply mind-boggling to me. And they said, I am leaving now out of the machine. So it was, you got to give them confidence, the spirits. We're here for the spirits, the lost and confused ones, and we're trying to bring them to the promised land, you might say, you know, to where they need to be, where you forgive everybody. You have no regrets. You say sorry to everybody. It's something Buddhism teaches you. Your karma will get better in time if you keep going with doing the right thing. Don't veer off these places, you know, things like this. And it is actually reassuring, and they give you bountiful gifts if you mean well. You're not being shysty to others. You're not being deceiving to others, and it's simply a wonderful feeling that you keep going in that straight line. There's going to be some things that I already know it's going to happen to us. You know it too. There's going to be a lot of temptation when we die.
Oh, yeah.
I see this stuff sometimes in my dreams. And I've been there, and you can say it's almost like pockets of darkness up there, and they're going to try to manipulate you and take you that way. Say if you're a playboy and you like women, and they're going to give you a bunch of women, as a treat, but you're making that, someone's giving you that, you're gonna have to pay it back probably. So that's how I look at it, but you got to keep going. And after how many dimensions there are, that's up for debate. You're going to get to that biggest light, and it's going to be super colorful. I've had a couple of dreams like this. It'll be super colorful. You have all these feelings, and it is mind-boggling. The feelings you get with that is mind-boggling.
But for example, that's me.
Mm-hmm.
When I go in anything or normal life too, I pray. In my brain, I have always the prayer, and then the entity or the spirit or cannot enter in my brain and cannot manipulate myself.
You're saying the prayer in mind, and it's repeating in her mind.
Exactly.
So
because can read in my mind, but no, cannot manipulate my mind because I go straight.
You like her accent?
Love your accent.
So I have.
Sorry for
No,
I try my best.
beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yeah, David was brought here to come back when she was a young lady.
Yeah, Italian.
And she was brought back here. She doesn't know why, but we're doing what she's supposed to be doing right now.
Yeah, I meet you. We have the same interest, no? And you see, maybe that's our mission.
We met you, and thank you so much for your podcast, guys. We greatly appreciate it.
Thank you.
Do we have time? Do we have time?
Yes, we have time.
If you have time, I would love for, if we want to take a quick break, if you would tell us one of your investigations, something that really stood out for you. If you guys could share that with us, that would be great.
What's one that you really appreciated and most meaningful? The best one for you?
Oh, okay. In Italy, the castle, the Contignaco Castle, but in USA, the last investigation for me, the best one.
Yeah, Vasila Axelrod.
Yeah.
Valiska.
Axe House, yes.
In Iowa.
That was fantastic investigation. I say, maybe we drink something, we put the instrument after we start, like always we do. No, we put the instrument and start. I say, wow, that is incredible. I start saying, thank you so much to talk with us. And I don't remember exactly what they say, but it was very nice. And the instrument, crazy. I say, no, okay, we start. I stay up for how many hours? A long time?
5 hours most.
5 hours, because after one I feel the other two bad entity, not bad like people say demon, no, absolutely no. Some very, what do you say in English? I don't know.
Not so nice.
Not nice. I say, okay, stop investigation here. We can leave. It's enough.
But we also did that, and I'll say about my most meaningful one after that. We also, at the end of it, gave them a choice. They don't have to stay there. No one has to stay anywhere.
Yeah, nobody needs to stay. Yeah,
you can go wherever you want. They're already in the astral dimension. Just go. Keep going. Don't mind what is going on here. Don't be attached to anything. Don't be confused. Don't be lost. Just go.
Yeah.
Buddhism teaches you that. You just go. You know what I mean? It's wonderful.
That's what we say, teach to follow the light. If you see a little light, you can follow this light, and
get bigger and bigger. Trust me.
Yeah, exactly. And also, you can find some person can help you. I say that too. What the spirits say. If you find some person, or if you don't find nobody, the angel can help you. I ask the angel to help these people to live in. You understand? And I'm pretty sure when we go back, because I want to go back also with my brother-in-law in hunting with Justin, and I think we have good communication, or maybe less communication, because people live, go in an older dimension, because we have a lot of dimension. No? Well, now we talk about 4 dimension, but we have maybe a 13 dimension, maybe 100 dimension. I don't know. but the scientific people say 13, okay, maybe more. And you need to go level and level and level up. For example, that I think for me, because I was younger, I was a nice person. I'm a nice person. I I think I don't stay in 4 dimension because I studied don't be attached on nothing. I'm not attached to nothing. And I work for this. I work all my life to don't be attached on material stuff. Material, no? And don't be attached to this life. I love this life, but don't want to be attached. And I don't know. That's me. It's a bit crazy.
We've done over probably 200, 250 investigations on it.
Wow.
Minimum.
And all over the world, all the way from Korea to Iowa now. We've been.
That's incredible.
Yeah. And
Really impressive.
I got my spiritual guide, or I don't know who it was. I made a promise to him that we would not monetize this. And I got to stay true to my word. We have that we've been going, and we're not going to make just a little money for the nonprofit. That's all we want to make with that ghost hunting agency. We have anyone that wants to do paranormal stuff over in Italy. But I got to think my favorite and most meaningful one was for the soldiers at Normandy at Point du Hoc.
This would be like together just from a historical standpoint, not just the supernatural possibilities that are there. The amount of soldiers that was such a mind-boggling event when you think about what happened.
Yeah, you had 17-year-old kids rushing to certain death, knowing that.
Literally, like the Steven Spielberg movie, you know?
Yeah.
Literally.
They knew what they were, what was going on, the chance of survival. And not to get off subject, my
Less
older
than 1%, wasn't it?
Yeah, listen, my older son is a history teacher. When he was in college, an election didn't go well for a certain political party. The university sent an email out saying, "Hey, if you need a safe place, we got a place for you to come talk about it." My son was so overwhelmed that he got this email from the university about that. Is he had to write something, and he wrote, "I'm 18 years old. I'm playing college football. I'm getting emails because the person possibly that I voted or didn't vote for didn't get in. And did you have a safe space for me?" And he goes, "The beaches of Normandy, there was kids that were younger than me, jumping off the boats, rushing to certain death."
They didn't have a safe space.
Yeah.
And by the way,
And
Point du Hoc.
it really hammered him hard. So I would love to hear what you did there, if you don't mind. I don't know why I had to share that. I just wanted to share that because it resonated with me. But would you tell us what happened, Jason?
Yes, we were at Point du Hoc, and we went to 2 other beaches, Sword Beach and a British beach that was not the real beach. It was like off a trail. But Point du Hoc, by far, the wind was very restless for a week there in northern France. We were there like in May. So we had to find a safe haven for all the equipment, and so we could record voices and hear out of the backpack. So we went to, there's a walking trail on Point du Hoc. Now, the 82nd Airborne Division actually parachuted in there and climbed the cliff. And about 2,000 of them actually passed. And I had a couple of people that came through me with their first and last name. They said what rank they were and thanking us to be there. They thought in some episodes we were doing over there, they thought we were spies, so there was still residual. And I gave them the power to go anywhere they wanted after that, but it was something that I needed to do, and I was in the Air Force for a long time. I needed to do that because it was the Army Air Corps, and I felt like I was on another planet when I was up there. It was beautiful, and some people thought they were rough around the edges, but the military ain't the kindest environment, you know. And we ridicule each other sometimes out of fun. We bully each other sometimes, and it's just out of fun. But we all work as a team. We get it done, no matter how different we all are, and we get it done correctly and morally sound, But they really loved somebody going there and talking with them, and they were overwhelmingly positive after the initial spies they thought we were, and this is the most important thing to say to this. They still are there, and they want to stay there to fight the battles still residually. I asked them, you can follow me all home, every one of you soldiers that died too young. And they actually said to me, we are staying here as a team, out of that backpack. I couldn't believe it. So they're still fighting that, and they're proud to do what they did, even though they died at a young age. And they're the heroes of all time,
Yeah, very sad.
How did it affect your soul, your heart, your mind? How did that affect you when you heard that?
Usually they're asking for help, so we help them. But it proves to me that some people are happy doing the residual stuff, and you can't change everyone's mind in the astral dimension. You can't change their minds, and if they're happy, I'm happy for them, and vice versa for you guys too. Whatever you believe in, whatever your deity is and God is, I'm happy for you. I respect it, but we just are here to just show people that you can get help from higher entities and angels and stuff, and get your spirits behind you in the army. I call them a spiritual army of ours, and you'll be surprised what you can do with the power of whatever you wholeheartedly believe and have passion for. It's simply mind-boggling to me,
It's powerful. It really is.
Green Lantern Corps.
There you go.
Saying.
It is, some people have not so nice things around them the whole time. You can change that. I've been on the other side, you know what I mean? To a point. You can change it. And you just got really want to change. And when you do, it's a feel-good situation, Definitely, to say the least.
The people you surround yourself with also is a big influence. If you have the right people around you, they're putting out positive energies, it amplifies,
It sure does. Even the power of prayer is the most powerful thing you can do together,
Absolutely. Yeah, every time I go on an investigation, before I get out of the car, I do a prayer, and when I leave, I do a prayer. For sure.
Yeah, we do the same thing.
Yes.
And most of the time, it's better to pray throughout in case you feel a little bit someone's messing with your mind, which they can sometimes, Just be careful,
OG's a hand holder. He likes hugs and hand holding.
I'm not gonna lie.
I think you could probably get hugged. I get touched a lot of times. Like in the Iowa axe murder house, I did get touched on the knee, so that was comfortable. I think the baby that passed came up to me and touched me on the knee. That was very nice.
That's awesome.
And
Been hugged. It's not fun.
Yeah, that doesn't set well for Parachum.
When you're not expecting to get hugged by
behind,
behind, it's a little startling.
Parachum, and that's how he got his nickname. Was the Chumming is he has if you put him in a room, and if there is a chance of something being there, it is attracted to him. I think it's partially because he's a sensitive. He hears things a lot,
Sensitive,
and most of the time it's actually something. He's got recordings and he's seen stuff that but that's where the chumming with the spirits really came from. It used to be part of we were all part of a paranormal group that did a lot of investigations, and putting him in an active location, things would happen around him. He would hear stuff. He'd say, you hear that, and everybody, you're just screwing around, and then he'd play the recording back, and there's something there. But I think certain people are that way, and it becomes bigger the more you realize it. I think the more you technically that you believe in it, I think more and more stuff starts you open yourself up, and then things will start talking to you, coming around. Like my sister sees stuff, and it's not because of drugs. I don't see things. I hear things. I have peripheral visions. Like I'll see stuff move in a corner, but it's very rare that I'll see an entity. Doors open, doors close, lights turn on and off. But what you're talking about, when I was younger, it was very common for me to have past loved ones show up in dreams that were very hard to tell whether or not it was real or not. I'd be back in my childhood house with my mom that passed away and talking with her, and her explaining, it wasn't, she didn't want to leave it. Cancer is a thing, and she was explaining stuff to me at an age that she thought I was able to understand, because I was like 5 when she passed away. Other people came visit me.
My condolences.
I appreciate that. There's some similarities between me and OG on that. The youngest of the kids, and close to the mom, and then having mom pass away. So, but I mean, that's some of what we do. We also want to make sure it's okay to talk about this stuff, because some people are worried that, you're going to think I'm strange or I'm crazy. That's really how we start doing interviews and getting there. Because in the chumming with the spirits, it takes somebody a little bit, like a glass of wine or a sip of beer or something, and we tell our stories of what we've experienced. And then they'll go, well, I don't know if it's supernatural, but when I was growing up, or I had this experience where I heard steps down, or this door would open, or, and that's what at least for me, warms my heart when people will open up where they feel safe, that they're willing to talk about those experiences that they had, and they don't feel judged. They don't feel, yes. Because we've all had those experiences. Yeah.
Well, ridiculed too, because people think you're crazy all the time.
Yes.
Yeah, they'll look at you like you had 3 yachts. They'll just like do one of those things.
Yeah.
Well, with you two, you guys are on a whole different spectrum with all the stuff that you've done and your gifts that you have.
And where you're at, all the history, the places you've been, over 250 locations, that is really impressive. Slightly jealous. You've got some amazing bucket list areas for us that you've already mentioned. So, definitely keep up all the great work. Is there any bucket list places you haven't been to yet that you want to go to?
Pompeii.
Ooh, yeah, Pompeii.
I did Pompeii. I didn't investigate it, but I went there.
Have you been to Stonehenge?
It's beautiful. It's a strange place, and unfortunate they hit their demise because of that Mount Vesuvius went down in 79 AD. But we could have been there already, actually, and we thought it was too much money to pay to play. We should have done it.
No, there's a reason. Probably you didn't have your toolbox all put together yet.
That's true, but we're good about that in Italy. Like with her, that she's a native Italian, we get a lot of places that part of that agency we have. That's going to be for anyone that
is great.
Wonderful.
Yeah, that's
Pompeii was great.
We're actually going up north soon. I got the vision from the energies that come to me. We're going north soon, and I'm going to talk to a bunch of owners of establishments together on a weekend.
Nice.
So,
have you ever been to the Sedlik ossuary in the Czech Republic?
I have not. Why don't you email me that, please, or text me on somewhere?
I
will look into it.
Because it's a church, but the entire church, including everything in it, is made from human bones.
I thought it was in Prague.
Yeah, it just says Sedlik Czech.
Yeah, we'll send it to you. I was kind of curious because I got to go to Stonehenge, and I got a different feeling at Stonehenge than it felt way more modern to me than the technology that was done. But I was kind of curious, have you gone to that site yet, or anything in England?
We've been to 5 locations in England that aren't out yet. We went there about 2 years ago.
Oh, nice.
And we haven't put any of them out yet because the group we went with is having some family matters are taken care of, and it's not
That's fair.
negatively at all. It's
No,
just health reasons wise. So I haven't put anything out of respect for his situation that's going on. He has to really review the films. We got 2 of them ready right now. I just got to add EVP to them. But the Ancient Ram Min was one of them. The
oh, wow, yeah.
Newsham Park Asylum. It's a big psychiatric ward, and it was for an orphanage for a while. Keeley Underground Market. That's another one that people don't go to. And we went to a old mill that it is not recorded. We had the weirdest personal experiences ever. Unfortunately, we turned off the machines, but just imagine a loud bang, like a machine breaking and going down a whole floor. And about 2 minutes later after that, we actually had rocks thrown from above, but we didn't see no rocks come down because the floor was broken in half. And the funniest thing, it should have been laying on the ground. We didn't hear it. We didn't see anything. We heard it. It was the weirdest feelings. But that place is abandoned. I don't like going to abandoned places, really, because a lot of people do go to abandoned, and you never know what you're gonna get in an abandoned place.
I like it.
And they love it here in Greece. And we've been to a couple of public places already here in Greece. That's not out yet either. But you're definitely in. When you go to places that are inhabited or newly closed down, it's a lot different than being closed down and abandoned for 100 years, And you just get all kinds of energies in there. You don't know what you get. It's a crapshoot, And it's not. We can handle it. In fact, I handled it down in Athens, the place we went to. But it's not the best feeling in you mentally. You got a lot of energies coming at you. But most of the time when we do it, we're going in really exquisite places that are inhabited by families. And like Contignaco Castle, we have a family owns it from Dante Alighieri, the famous Inferno.
The Bright Inferno, Purgatory, Paradise.
Yeah. And the artist that made that, their family owns this castle, and it's available to go to.
Investigate. I'm sorry. I was going to say, do you think it's because of people still in the area, the positive vibes kind of keep out all those undesirable spirits that, people being in an area, keeping it occupied, or most of the time it's happy, so you have a more positive energy in there, so if there's spirits there?
I haven't been to the really nice places in America, like I have been in Europe, and they are inhabited, yes, mostly with tourists now, because these castles we go to, they're mostly inhabited by tourists, but the spirits in Europe and the Pacific that we investigated in Vietnam and South Korea, they have been, and mostly Europe now, we've been doing for a while. They are so much more respectful, kind, happy where they're at. Some of them don't want to leave. They're just so cool. And once in a while, we've been to one place in Italy that didn't strike me very good. It's an old disease center, Lazaretto in Cagliari, Sardinia. And it's sort of like the Poveglia Island that the Ghost Avengers went to years ago.
Yeah.
In their first couple seasons. And that place had something nasty in it. They were speaking English the whole time. It just threw me for a loop. And that was one of the weirdest times I had in a negative way. I really don't talk about it, but there's some nasty stuff sometimes in these places you got to deal with, But spirit-wise, all the places we go to here, they seem to be happier. It was always for nice dances, nice cocktail parties. They had visitors coming, generals back in the day in the castles, whatever, and distinguished visitors, Mozart and some of them, you know what I mean? Things like this. So it's a very nice place. We're getting some more too. You have to pay a lot of money for some of these locations we're getting, but you're able to go.
Talk about the Chevalier in Barbie.
Oh yeah. We have Barty Castle, which is the most popular
Italy.
monument story. We've been in there 3 times already, and they are known as a go-to spot, like the Conjuring in Rhode Island, for notoriety with things. They got all kinds of different mixes of spirits, and my brother, actually, we had the cameras off. He was such an awe. There's all kinds of mixed spirits in that place, and there was a knight coming down the stairs. I mean, he heard the chains and everything. He actually saw it and didn't take his phone out like a dum-dum, you know. But we actually had, at the end of the final investigation, we did the 3rd one. We're going back there too pretty soon with the group of tourists that want to go with us. So we have a pretty good following in Italy. And Dava was sitting there and coming outside. She walked outside from where we were sitting, and the shadow figure had to be at least 10 foot tall, 10, 11 foot tall. And it was actually not saying anything. And I looked at my brother. It was there for about 3 seconds. Then it went away. It was quite interesting. So there's the mix of energies wherever you go sometimes, but it's much more respectful and kind, and they're generous. And they want to tell their stories of a lost prince that died in a war that was happening in Italy, probably not World War II, one of the wars before that.
Yeah.
And the princess is still looking for him. And then they talk to each other. So it's actually, we're there for the spirits, not for the fans and viewers, you know? That's what we do, in a nutshell. Did that make sense?
So when you said that the 10-foot apparition went away, where did it go? Did it just dissolve? Did it walk away? What happened?
It went away. It was like there was a little bit of light there, so that's how we saw the big shadow figure. And it just wanted to make sure either Dava's protected, or they wanted to know we were here and we're waiting for you next time. It was the weirdest thing. But my brother and I just looked at each other. We saw it.
I'm good.
And it was like 4 a.m, and we were just ready to leave and go sleep. And it just went away. So what we see shadow figures doing is they are like a haze of a cloudy haze, and they come down and put themselves as the 10-foot tall shadow figure, you know, in that sense. So it comes from it's like energy that flows. You can see it in the cameras. And it came up as a silhouette. That could have been an entity too, just wanting to he was a big boy, you know, or a big girl. And but it was just a shadow figure, so didn't really have anything generally. But the shoulders were above my brother, who's about 6'4", and it was monstrous, you know. But it didn't say, the shadow figures don't speak. We've seen one, and we have one on a film that's why I know they travel in like a mass and they form after that. But I'm sure each and every one of you that does, we've all been in the paranormal. We like this kind of stuff and mysteries, and you solve, crimes. You guys talk about a lot and everything, the wild stuff. Yeah, I like you guys a lot. And the situation of just, you can be whatever you want. That person wanted to show me they were 10 feet, at least 10 foot tall, you know?
I remember there was an investigation in USA, the house, or whatever. The guy say I kill.
Oh yeah, you guys know about S.K.P.S.I mansion?
S.K.P.S.I, yes. No.
Oh, you hear no volume?
Hello.
Oh, I can hear you now. I think it's low volume.
No, we have not heard of that mansion.
Where's it located?
Okay.
S.K.
Massachusetts.
In Massachusetts.
Yeah.
I love Maine.
And
it's close.
They had the Masons in there. They didn't like me very much. Oh, S.K.P.S.I mansion.
Yeah. Okay. It looks like the Addams Family house.
Yes. And The Masons were there before doing some nasty things to people. They didn't like me very much, and they had a little playroom and a closet there. We found out, so we went in there. And I told them, "You're not very nice." And they had a lot of choice words for me on EVP, and we didn't have the radio on that time. It was all normal EVP, and we went in the basement, and the little girl that got murdered down there actually said the name of the killer, and he was a resident there, and we know that he killed, I believe, 66 others when I heard it on the radio. That place was a nasty transitioning hotel back in the day, and so a lot of bad stuff happened, like probably from about 1870 to about 1940. A lot of tragedy there.
That, Jason.
But that was a very
1870s.
nice. I couldn't hear you.
How long ago was when you investigated that?
2 years ago, probably.
Okay. So that's pretty fresh in your mind.
Fairly recent.
Would you suggest going there?
Definitely, but they're only open seasonal. They let me go there impromptu because of my military service. I guess the owner thought I was very nice to me to do what I do, and he let us in there. It was reasonably priced and a lot lower than I expected when we went there, and it's well worth it. There's a lot of people that go on YouTube there and everything like that, so we kind of go the opposite way of what you see on YouTube, and we try to paint a prettier picture than what's really going on in the spirit world, in the astral dimension.
Well, you definitely got a positive message, which really you intrigued me at the Paracon for sure. I've been to Scotland, I've been to Italy, Rome. Next year, I believe we're going to go to Portugal and Greece. Is there some place in Portugal? I'm really enthralled with the Knights Templar history. Is there a place you would suggest going there?
For a Knights Templar, I could give you. You could go down to. We live in Thessaloniki, Greece, the second biggest city, and I would say the Pasha's Garden has a lot of history. That there might have been witches, Turkish witches. It was Turkish occupied for a long time here, 500 years. And this region of Greece was under Turkey Ottoman Empire for a long time. And so they had this magical place that when I went there was a lot of weird stuff going on to me, but that's neither here or there. But it has a lot of mystery why it was built. A lot of witches and druid folks that are into that kind of stuff, pagans, they go there and worship these monuments. And some of the stuff's been used in, just like Stonehenge. Some of it's been used in people's homes. I would not use that stuff in my home, but they do. They build with it, But you definitely, if you come over here, any one of you come over here, we could get you a nice tour. And I'm going to go next week somewhere and see if I can I'm under our agency up north a little bit. And it'll hit home with me a lot. It'll resonate here. So when we're going to the other country up north of it, I'm going to stop there and talk to them and just give them an offer. And just to preserve history and give their economies a little boost and give their people a little more to eat, things like that. And preserve your history, tell your story, and the spirits will tell their story if you let them.
That's awesome. I appreciate what you do for sure, Jason. That's fantastic.
And such a positive message.
Yeah.
Which is, sometimes rare in what we do. People sometimes think that it's all about the scare and the spooky, and as you're putting it, there's a lot of good and, to be done. It shouldn't be a spooky thing. It should be, an enjoyable thing,
Well, it makes the world.
Well, I can see the way a lot of investigators go and researchers. They want to scare people.
Yeah, for the
and whatever deity and God you have will give you the most scariest things to put on there. They can manipulate anything. It's as easy as that. Whatever side you choose to go, or whatever lane is right word for it, whatever lane you decide to go on, is definitely they'll give you what you want.
Find it.
Whether it is or not.
Yeah.
Can you guys say that again? We broke up a little bit.
No, of that.
So yeah, whether if you're looking for something scary and dark, you're probably going to find it. Whether it is or not, it's going to project that back towards you. Like compared to if you go welcoming 99% of the time, it's going to be kind and welcoming back. You're always going to have that one outlier of just something just doesn't like it, or but what you're looking for, if that's all you're looking for, that's probably what you're going to find more often.
Yeah, it's just reading a document. You'll find something that's really obscurely rude or so negative. They'll point that out in an article, and it screws up the whole message that someone had before to give.
Yeah.
You know.
But if you
Definitely.
if you are nice, people is nice with you.
No, there's no doubt about it. Especially with, I trust spirits, and I know Daniela trusts spirits more than people. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys.
Spirit, yes, I trust more in spirit than people.
If anybody is gonna watch this, and they can afford to pay for this pricey device, it's made by George Brown, and just go on there and look up George Brown, and Digiport is one of them. That's the digital side of it, and there's an analog radio too, but we have both analog and digital scanners in it, and we can. If I could sit there for a week and go over EVP for 10 hours a day for one episode, if I really wanted to, it is absolutely mind-boggling. And there's not really anyone that uses it because it tells you the truth. It actually tells you the truth. And he's such a great engineer. He's an Air Force vet, and he got my attention, you know. And the stuff is good. It is pricey, but if you want to know the truth out there, you get that. Anyone can say anything. We've been with people. They can say one thing. My box is saying a totally different thing. It's mind-boggling.
Now, I'm gonna have to look into it for sure, Jason.
So is it George Brown's Labs LLC? Yep. Yes. I found his website. We'll definitely have to take a look at it. We'll check out some of your videos that you have that into. Where since we're on here, where can everybody find you at? You've said you got a TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. Are you on Facebook?
Yeah.
Yes.
Everywhere.
We'll have we'll get you to text us all your links, and that way we can, at the end of the episode, we'll put up your links and all that. You know, Chumm's pretty good about that most of the time.
And I would like you to ask you a personal favor, since you brought a lot of light to me at the Paracon. And again, I thank you for that, Jason. We're going to go someplace I really don't want to go, but I'm going because I said I would. It's called the Sally House. And I think that's the 30th of May.
30th of May.
If you would remember me, please. Positive thoughts, your spiritual army, everything. When we go do that investigation, I would really appreciate it.
Well, you know what I'll do, buddy? I will text me before you go, and we'll see if my spiritual army will take care of you. And I'm not fooling around here. I can pray for it. You tell me what you see afterwards, okay?
I absolutely will do that, brother. Absolutely.
And when you believe it and you have faith, wonderful things happen to whatever your lane you stay in. You know, honestly.
Yeah, and I believe in that as well. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Why are you nervous? That's that house is one of my bucket lists, and I have been trying to get OG for 7 years at least. Probably to go, and he finally broke down. He got tired of us picking on him. We're getting me. I've been picking on him for about 7 years on this, but he finally said yes.
Yeah,
I think he might have gotten some more white hairs since then.
I don't think I can get any more white.
But it should be a good investigation.
Yeah, just remember, keep it open, and respect gets respect. It's as easy as that. And
Yeah.
that's a wonderful way to look at anybody. Humans,
No.
entities, ghosts,
Yeah.
everything.
And when in doubt, you just have to outrun Pearchum.
I get that. I got you too. You don't think I think I got you. But yeah, I appreciate what Daniel was saying earlier and how to be more open and positive. So I'm going to try that as well. That's something I'm going to try in my investigating. So I appreciate that.
It takes a little bit of bravery and faith, but you will be surprised what you have inside of you to do what you have to do for whatever you are here to do.
Because we are made like God. That is right in the Bible.
Yeah.
We are similar. Non uguale, what you say?
Not equal.
Not equal, but similar. We are very powerful. No, we need just believe and trust, and that's all. Pray.
If you go from the scientific standpoint, we're all made of stardust. We're all material from the very beginning of the universe.
That's right.
Yeah.
So if that's not magical enough, I don't know what could be.
Yeah, ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
Dust to dust. Yeah.
I think the only thing I've been ever terrified of is my wife's cooking. So I think I got this beat.
Be piece of cake, not a meatloaf though.
Yeah, no, not a meatloaf. No. I'm joking, guys.
He makes wonderful food. Her cookies are amazing. The crackers, yeah, the cheese balls. There's a reason why we're the size that we are. But it has been
I have a great chef next to me too.
You're lucky, very lucky.
Well, she's Italian. Of course, he's a great chef. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, a good chef. I cook every day. I love it.
The best food I've ever had on a vacation was in Rome. Everything I ate was absolutely phenomenal. Everything was just great. Went to Scotland. It was all horrible. There was not one thing I could eat well in Scotland.
Oh, you don't like blood sausage?
That was brutal, and so was the pudding. I think it's the same thing, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Haggis, really a bad idea. Real bad idea.
Terrible.
The food is not very good in the UK, you know?
No, but the people are amazing.
Yes.
The food is brutal.
Really bland.
Yes. I agree with that statement. I have actually children that live over there, so.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm. I go over there quite often, you know? We're going to my son's birthday party in October, so it's nice.
Really nice. I stayed in Edinburgh for 4 or 5 days, and then we went to Inverness. And
that's beautiful lakes there. Yeah,
I stayed in Tulloch Castle for the weekend there, and that was
nice.
fun. Yeah, that was a good time. It was uncommonly hot that time I was there. It was very hot, but still enjoyed it. And we also got to go to Loch Ness, and that was fantastic. A bucket list.
Old Nelly, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, didn't see her, but you know,
it's the thought that counts.
Sorry. Yeah, I wouldn't.
You know, I actually believe there was one there before. I actually do, because
Was that?
what we have tales that we've seen before, or been told, tales that we've been told before, actually has come to fruition through our EVP. So I don't know about as much as the mythology, but I'm sure it does come to fruition in someone's mind who's actually an avid believer and all that. You know, it will come to their mind for sure because they believe in it and they trust it. You know,
There's a spark of truth in something.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
But
been
you'd be
talked about for
surprised.
thousands of years.
Yeah. You'd be surprised what is still true though. What we hear, and it's exactly what they tell us. So it's a wonderful a lot of them some are tales, but at the end of the day they're mostly true.
Well, hopefully, maybe one day, if it's possible, we could do an investigation with you. I think that would be a wonderful gift. I would love to have that opportunity to see what you guys do. Hopefully, I'll get to watch it on your website and stuff like that as well.
Absolutely.
But to experience that with you and get your insights, I would think that would be amazing.
We've always had the passion for it. You got to be a ghost hunter. Not everyone can be a ghost hunter, to be honest. And when you give yourself wholeheartedly to whatever goal you have in life, it will be reality at the end of it. You know,
I agree with
you got
that.
to keep striving for it. A lot of people say it's a pipe dream. It's not. You know, it's not. You got to be dedicated to your craft and just keep going.
I agree with
That's
that.
the best thing I can say to anybody that wants to do whatever they want to do. You know?
Yeah. 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 That's nice. Nice, big ghost hunter.
How long have we been on for now? About 2 hours?
Well, we're getting close to the 2 hour mark. We're about 1 hour 45 minutes. Is there
I know we're keeping. I don't know how long you were scheduled. So
2 hours is
Okay.
usually, because it like anything, we'll cut certain things out, or
Now you
like this
Yeah.
comment may not make it. But is there anything that last words of encouragement, advice,
or questions for us?
or questions for us? Yeah.
have
Well, what do you? Yeah, of course we do. Well, first of all, we want to say thank you for allowing us to come on
Absolutely.
your channel, and it's been a wonderful experience for us. And
Good.
I really don't have any questions, but keep doing what you're doing. You guys are doing very well, and researching and asking tough questions that other people won't ask. I've been following here and there. I comment once in a while, and keep doing what you're doing. It'll set you free. It really will. And a lot of these spirits, they'll be waiting for you after that you're helping right now. You know, especially victims or something like this. They will be waiting, and they appreciate it. You know.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. That means a lot, especially with your guys' experience and how, 250 investigations. Wow, that's
It's
just
incredible.
and the bucket list of places that you have been.
Yeah.
Truly blessed.
This one's an author of 3 books.
Oh wow.
Where can we find your books at?
Yeah. So
Well, we have 2 in Italian and
Three.
one in Greek.
3 in Italy, 1 in
And
Greece.
yeah. So 3 Italian books she's made. One you can find them on Amazon under Deva Islacia.
The Vasilesha, you find everything.
And it's on. We have an English one coming out soon. Their second
Sweet.
book.
Whenever you guys get ready to release that, please let us know. But worst case scenario, we'll do a short with you guys. Best case scenario, we'll get you on for an hour or so, talk about the release if you want.
Talk about the book.
Yeah, talk about the book, where they can find it. We can do promos,
Maybe
TikTok,
have you-
whatever,
Maybe have you sign one and send to us.
or 3. Yeah, or we'll buy 3 if you can just send them. But we
Thank you.
greatly
Amazon.
appreciate that.
Amazon.
We appreciate the time.
We would gladly be obliged to do that for you. You know.
Thank you.
Well, guys, let us know if there's anything we can ever do for you. Your time is worth a lot, so we do appreciate that.
Well, we had a pleasure too talking with you, and I know your time's very what's the right word for it? Special, and you always have something else to do. We all lead very busy lives, and we would love to come back on one day and talk again. We have a lot more than what we talked about, but we just were talking back and forth, like you guys were saying, and we hope that people understand a little bit how we do our ghost hunts and paranormal investigating, and it's not what you think, what you see on TV.
No.
Sign us out.
Well, thank you guys for joining us on this episode, very special episode of Chumming with the Spirits. We'll post links for everything that we've talked about here in just a minute. Again, if you have questions for us or our guests, please let us know. We'll pass them along, try to answer them as best as possible. We have to take a breath
Yeah,
there.
We gladly take any advice or questions that anyone has for us as well. You know.
Again, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much. Thank you for your service in the Air Force. Thank you for the service you both are doing for
Absolutely.
the departed. I think that's an understatement. A lot more people need to be doing what you guys are doing and the approach that you guys are doing. You definitely bring a good vibe and a good presence in the investigation. So thank you so much, and good luck with the book release.
Yes.
3 books. That's please let us know. We'll go from there. Hopefully we'll see you and talk to you soon. Be safe until then.
Yeah, if you're ever in
Stay safe.
Europe, please get a hold of us, and it's been a pleasure again, and be safe as well.
Bye.
Bye.
Until next time.